We are now on our way to St. Bernard's Hospital, the place where the incident happened. Since now I have record that there was a 911 phone call made from a sheriff's deputy to the PD department, we're at St. Bernard's to get my records they came to the conclusion I was on drugs, so that would clear that up. They said that I was irate. This will clear that up. And it also, the statements also say that I was in a scuffle. This will straighten that out as well. And I'll finally get the doctor's name who physically removed the deputies from my room, literally grabbing them from the back of their necks on their collars like little kids and pushed them out of the room. What's the matter?
Park over here in the shade so the car is not so fucking hot.
Yes, dear.
We're here for the records department.
Records department? Yeah, we're here to see Miss Barbara.
What's your, for medical records?
Medical records, yes.
What's your first name?
Trent? Oh, I gotta give you my ID.
And your
Yes, ma'am.
last name?
Godazzaro, G-O-D-I-Z-Z-A-R-O. Yeah.
I won't need that. She may.
Yeah, she's gonna, she said.
Okay.
11783.
Let me give you some paperwork.
Sure. Yeah. Now, on top of the records, I'm also gonna need to talk to the ADA, the
ADA
representative for the hospital.
Okay, so the ADA
Yes.
representative.
Americans with Disabilities Act. The
Okay.
person that's
With the accommodations a hospital has to take for a person with a disability.
Okay, let me find out what I need to do with that, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
We'll take a seat and get this filled out. Thank you. Want to secure the seat? Yeah, I know.
Okay, so,
Yeah, it's not about that.
okay, so.
The ADA director or worker will help me get someone
Get
to...
some information, okay.
Yeah. McFarlane. One for McFarlane for not doing this. One for the offending officer. One for the other offending officer. And one for the investigator who did not investigate. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of records are you guys needing?
We're in the process of filling it out. My incident happened on November the 3rd. I was beaten and tased by an off-duty officer. Your hospital says they didn't call them. The sheriff's department called the PD. The PD department told them, we're not coming out. We're not going to arrest him. Leave us alone.
We've got all sorts of
Paperwork
stuff
backing
that
these things
they're
up.
saying that we know is wrong.
They're
so
saying
we're
that I
needing
was on
medical-
drugs, so I need a verification that I was not on drugs, that I was here for a legitimate patient emergency. The fact that I was admitted to the hospital just as I was beaten. I had just signed my piece of paper saying I'm going to stay overnight, and that's when the officer came in and beat the living daylights out of me and tased me. I was not charged. I was not arrested in ER. So, I need an ADA director to help me simply fill. I can't write. I now have brain damage, and I cannot physically write with what the stressors.
It's hard for him to do his name. His name is more of a scribble.
It's kind of circumstance.
That's why I'm.
That's fine, that's
And
fine.
St. Bernard's diagnosed me with the brain damage now. So you guys have the records for that as well. I'm going to need those records stating about my brain damage.
Okay, we can go to Clifton Clinic to get
the
that.
statement.
Okay?
Yes, dear. The statement says that the police want to say that a nurse called them for assistance. I need to know the nurse who contacted them and for what reason. I need the name of the doctor that physically grabbed a hold of the officers and threw them out of my room, stating, what the hell is wrong with you tasing my patient? The hospital came to my aid. Even the Jonesboro Police Department, that's this jurisdiction, refused to even come out. I'll be getting their
Double check
I'll be getting their
everything before I have you
statements. Let me see if I can just.
Okay.
I need the records proving that I wasn't on drugs.
Which is the lab work.
That would be doctor's notes, the
Doctor's
nurses,
notes,
nurses'
nurses'
notes.
That was for November.
The
November
3rd.
3rd is when this all happened.
And there were 3 people who, from this hospital, helped me. There was this nurse, she's the one that supposedly called the police. I don't believe she did because there's no record of it. There's a doctor that removed them from, and there's the head of your security that happened to come in. I know him.
And he came in after all this. And
Going,
was
what's
wondering
wrong,
what
Trent? Are you
happened."
okay? What happened? What's going on? So,
Because they're trying to say that he was having scuffles with security, and they didn't even show up until after the
now,
tasing.
due to my disability, I can't physically put stuff onto paper. I just simply need someone to write it on the paper.
Okay.
And she cannot do it. She's a witness. She cannot make a statement on my statement. I
So
need
that's
somebody.
why he's needing
Now, I'm
an
not needing
88.
authority. I don't need you to say who you are. I don't need. All I need is, this is what happened. I came to the hospital. I was
Blah, blah,
treated
blah.
for this. This is what happened. This is what happened. There's 2 officers. One will be Michael Lawrence, is a sergeant, and the other one is a Michelle.
Michelle.
And she was the first responding officer. She came in, purposely turned off my camera, okay, and
I complied for him.
we listened because
They
there
had
was
no
another
reason to come
patient in
back.
the room. They had no reason to come. An hour later, this officer comes back and literally tases me in my chest, beats the living daylights out of me, pulls IVs out of my arm, and now I have brain damage.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need
As a
help.
person who works here, I know you're like,
This is gotta be wow for you.
Anybody admitted to the hospital, they don't keep any information like that here on file.
What's that?
Sorry.
What was
You're fine.
I'm sorry.
they
Yeah,
don't,
all the
they
help
don't
we.
have a dedicated 80.
They don't have that, we don't do that here.
Okay.
So they don't keep anything on file
That's-
for you for disability.
Okay, that I was just as
Well,
what
an
I was.
ADA individual with a facility.
If I was
is
blind,
someone-
you'd read a paper for me. If I
Like
couldn't
in
hear,
charge of services,
you would sign
anything
for
Anything
me.
that you have would be in medical records.
Yes.
And if it's not, then we don't have it.
Okay, well,
So-
we would just
Well,
try
yeah.
to see if you had
Now,
someone
as
who
for an
could help us.
ADA director or
We
ADA
don't have
worker,
Okay.
you're required by state and federal
We don't
law
have-
to have an ADA. You
I
have
call-
nobody to represent
I call
this
upstairs,
Americans
they
with
don't keep any
Disabilities.
information on anybody in here except for in their medical records.
Oh, this
No,
isn't
no, this isn't
information
from
about
no. I need
This is
someone to help fill.
help someone with
I
this.
can't write. I
Okay.
cannot physically write. I have brain damage. I try, it doesn't work.
Okay.
So I need an ADA assistant to simply
We
put
don't have
it
that,
on
but
the
somebody would
paper.
be glad to help you. I mean,
That's what I was asking. Just
Yeah.
assistance
just-
in being able to put something on
Because he's
paper.
needing to do statements that I can't do because I was a witness to the event that he's doing statements on.
okay.
So that would be a contradiction
of interest when making a statement.
Probably be somebody
But-
that can help.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all. Just somebody.
what
I
he's
don't
needing.
need their name. I don't need notary. I don't need their statement.
Does somebody
Anything.
help you fill out
Yeah.
paperwork?
Just to put it on paper. That's all. It's like I'm blind and I'm dictating to
Okay.
somebody simply.
He goes to try and write, and
I start
his-
shaking.
yeah.
Everything starts going,
Okay.
and I'm seeing neurology here.
Let me call Lonnie.
Okay. You got somebody you can talk to?
Yeah, I'll call Lonnie and have her come down here and they can explain the situation to them.
Okay.
And
That's fine.
the other medical stuff I need is from the neurologist. She said she can get it from
we
Clopton
can go
Clinic.
to Clopton
The only
Clinic
thing
and
you'll
get
get
that.
here is anything here at St. Bernard's.
Yeah,
which
they're
is-
St. Bernard's too.
No,
Well,
they're
no,
a
they're
diff-
different.
They're,
They have
they
their
work
own.
with.
You'll
the
have to
St.
go
Bernard's.
there.
Okay. Okay. Yes,
So,
ma'am.
yeah,
Yes,
we can
ma'am.
go over there.
Is that the only visit you need? Is for the November visit?
Yes.
November 5th, yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, make sure all this, because she's got to
Yeah.
have the paperwork.
I need the name
filled
of the
out.
doctor who removed the sheriff's department from my room, the nurse who supposedly called, and the head of the security who came to my rescue.
Well,
I'll be
if
later.
that's in a note, it has to be posted
Yeah.
in a note, so we don't know if we can, if that's on there,
Oh,
you'll
I'm
have it,
sure
but
that
not-
if your hospital contacted 911, that there should be paperwork. There would be paperwork.
So I'm just going to mark all these.
Just to cover our bases. This is going to be the most crazy thing that you're going to deal with, hopefully, for the rest of your life. You don't have to deal with anything like this again. but
Security statement. So you've got nurse's notes, you've got physician's orders, progress notes, lab results.
See, when I went to the sheriff's department, they're supposed to have an ADA worker. For an individual who wants to make a complaint who can't physically write, they have to have someone to write it down. I now have a complaint against the officer who refused to do so.
Okay.
I haven't contacted any lawyer.
Since it was
I'm
in
trying
the
to.
ER,
I'm trying
I don't
to.
know what
Yeah.
provider to put.
You're fine, don't worry about the provider.
And you see, the police are saying they were here for a call of service, but they have no record of a call of service, and the hospital said we never called them. So,
So I need you to sign on that one.
what they're trying to do now, is gain an up to see if they can keep their qualified immunity. But since they were working for the hospital at the time, they're trying to make everything come back to the hospital. I feel that the officers.
Yeah, they're trying to make it to where we have to sue the doctor that was on.
Yeah, they're
call.
saying you should sue the hospital, you should sue the doctor, you should
And
sue
we're
the.
trying to
And
get
I'm like,
it to
but
where
you
it's
are the one who
a legal
tased me.
matter
You're the
against
one who
the
did
doctor.
it. You know.
All right, she's going to help you.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you for everything.
I think what I'll do is I'll ask for a business card from one of the security, and we'll find out the security guard that way. Hey, your security department does the whole hospital?
Yes, basically.
Is there a way I might be able to get a business card?
I can call for one and see if they get your contact.
Yeah, there's an individual who actually saved me from a beating, and one of the people was really kind to me, and I do want to get in contact with them.
Okay. I wasn't even sure. What we can do is I can get you the number for the supervisor if you'd like.
Right, and then I can contact them.
I have it on my phone here. So save.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Trent, by the way.
My name's Jeremy. It's nice to meet you. This is the supervisor phone number.
No.
It is the sergeant phone. It's the one they kind of carry around.
Understood.
We'll get in contact with Ballard.
I don't want to disturb him like right now because he's probably the busiest he is all day right now. So I'll contact him a little later.
They're doing runs right now, so they're transport people at the moment.
Right.
But I think later on tonight, it's kind of random when things calm down. It's not really set time in stone.
Understood. But the last thing I want to do is be like the poor guy trying to,
I
know.
We just switched positions, so I don't know what position the gentleman that saved you works on, but
Yeah, he would be the ER department on November the 3rd.
was he in the back of the ER? Or
Yeah, he was in the ER.
So it was one of the watchers. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. You see, I was beaten and tased by 2 off-duty officers who were working security. But they're saying that they were sheriff's department at the time. Well, somebody called 911, said that I was beating people up.
Yeah.
And apparently I wasn't, and I had witnesses. They beat me, they tased me. I wasn't charged with anything. I wasn't, nothing. And then I have just found out that they had the sheriff's department themselves. Yes, sir.
Out of the way.
The sheriff's department actually called the PD department, and the PD department said no. Have you ever heard of an officer being told, no, we're not going to arrest him? But I got that document right here. And I'll be going to, that's, saved folder.
It's a little crazy to know all that's happened.
It is. You see, it was a 911 call made by the sheriff's department to the JPD, and they refused to come out, even though it says that I was in a scuffle with somebody.
It's weird.
Yeah. Because the PD department knows me. They know who I am. They know what I'm about. Miss Sally and I on first name basis kind of thing.
I see why you're wearing the.
Yeah, but I'm also not trying to.
Yeah.
I'm.
You're mainly just watch out for yourself.
Yeah, that's it. I don't post this. Just the shit doesn't go on YouTube or anything like that. This is a personal fight. This is a personal deal that I'm trying to deal with. So that's all. And I'm not here to try to cause any kind of ruckus or silliness.
Our job is all we're supposed to do is de-escalate. That's the only thing we're supposed to do.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know.
If worst case scenario comes, we'll step in the way.
Yeah, just for the safety of an individual, personal or property. That's the only. I know.
And
my father worked for AAA. AAA in Florida. AAA security in Florida. So I kind of understand the insides of the bullshit that you go through every day.
It happens.
I mean, you've got to have a story every time going home, kind of thing.
Not every time, but there are moments where it's like, what the fuck?
Right. Thank you very much for your time.
That's no problem.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
He's a nice guy. I have to call you back. Hi.
How are you doing today? Aaliyah came over and got me, and we don't fill out paperwork. But what
Understood.
What I can do for you is I'm back there printing every page of the chart out. What's this right here?
This is the assistance that I needed. I have, I need to write down the complaint of what happened to me, but I can't write. So.
Well, can she write?
And that would be a conflict of interest.
She can write it for you.
She was.
I have you sign it.
She was there. She was a witness to what happened. She cannot fill out.
Well, then you'll have to find somebody else to write.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What happened is I went to the sheriff's department, and they're supposed to have an interpreter. Or an ADA individual for a person who's blind to read paper, person who's deaf.
The first place we thought of was come up here.
I figured there's got to be an ADA worker here at the hospital somehow. And I just simply need to fill out like this: refusal to take complaint, refusal to assist in disabled.
We don't fill out paperwork, so we won't be able to help you with that.
Understood. It was a shot in the dark. I'm trying to find somebody to be able to assist me with that.
But if you want to hold up for a minute, I am printing copies of that record for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've got all that documentation.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll be back out here in just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Looks like we're ready. Yeah. Hey.
I noticed here that you marked itemized statement. That's the bill.
Yeah, we weren't
Yeah,
sure
because
what to
my
ask.
insurance company, since I was beaten by police in the custody of the hospital, I'm not responsible for the damages done to my head.
Okay, well, what I wanted to tell you, because I noticed that, here's this.
Yes, ma'am.
Business office is on the corner of,
Down about the light down here.
yes,
Yeah.
I forget that.
Okay.
It's kitchen.
Yeah.
But you can walk in there and get it, or you can call them,
Yes,
and they'll mail it to the address that you gave to them when you're here.
yes, ma'am.
So, is there anything else you two needed this afternoon?
No, that's all I really needed. I talked to the security guard. I got their number so I can get in contact with that.
Okay.
And the name of my doctor that was dealing with me is on the paperwork.
I printed out doctor's notes, I printed out nurse's notes, I printed the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So-
the doctor literally came into my room, grabbed a hold of the two officers, and threw them out of the room.
Yeah, if we're going to take legal action, we'd rather take legal action
Against the
person
sheriff's department
that
who hurt me.
him,
Wow.
instead of the doctors and the hospital that
Who
was
tried to
trying
stop them.
Well, all that documentation
So-
should be in.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you
Y'all
very
have a
much.
good afternoon.
We're gonna
What's the weather
try.
like out there?
It's
It's
getting
milky.
warmer.
It's a little heated. I wouldn't wear a jacket.
I don't have one, but I will.
And it's very windy.
Which is a blessing.
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you so much for your time. Oh. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
That was much quicker than usual.
It was pretty much straightforward.
Yeah.
I had everything. I already called up ahead of time, and they knew who I was and all that kind of stuff. So that's our adventure at St. Bernard's. Next is the Sheriff's Department to get the reports on the 911 calls. We are now on our way to the Jonesboro Police Department to gather the report of the 911 phone call and the report of the 3 responding officers that refused to respond. I think I just ate a fly. That was nasty. That's the guy who used to stay up here cleaning. Yeah. Yes, dear. Whomever. Yes, sir. There was a 911 phone call made on November the 3rd, 2022. I got the record of it. There were 3 responding officers that basically said we're not responding. I need their reports on the incident.
Okay, if you need reports, go to the next window. Let me get your report.
Thank you so much, sir. Hi. Good afternoon. How are you? My name is Trent. There was a 911 phone call made on November the 3rd regarding me. There were supposedly 3 responding officers. I need their reports because those 3 responding officers told the Sheriff's Department, we're not coming out.
I think that's the only report that, did you call yesterday?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, I think that's the only report that they could find.
Well, then I need statements from the 3 officers who were recorded to be responding. Their names, nice and big for you. Oops, sorry.
Hang on 1 second.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Garrett Haney, Cameron Harrison, and Jason Chester. And as it says right here, male in room 3 arguing and scuffling with security, which is a complete and absolute lie. Because I would have been arrested if I was doing that, but I was not arrested. Yes, ma'am. I'm coming. I'm on my way. I promise.
Sally?
Yeah.
And she said that that's the only report there is.
Okay.
And since it was just a 911 call and all that they didn't have to make a report.
You know that it says that I was in a physical altercation in the paperwork that you gave me.
I don't know. She said she's gave you the body cams of all the officers?
Oh, she doesn't have the option to. My problem is with the Sheriff's Department. They called you, and you said, hell no, we're not going to mess with him. Miss Sally knows me. I'm a little bit known, I guess, but because of my antics and such. But at this point, I've been diagnosed with brain damage due to blunt force trauma to my head, due to the beating that I took from that Sheriff's Department.
From our Sheriff's Department?
No, yeah, from the
Craighead
Craighead Sheriff's Department. I've even tried to contact Boyd, the sheriff, to amend my grievance, talk to him like I'm talking to you. He said, get a lawyer if you want to talk to me. That's a civil rights lawsuit right there. I have the right to redress my grievances so long as I'm in a professional manner.
Yeah. But they're saying there's not any written statements from those officers.
Well, is there an explanation on why they refused to call, or refused to come out, or refused to call?
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Let me see if she has time to come up here.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I need that call number
Yes, ma'am.
off your phone.
Of course. Just one moment. I'll bring it right write-up for you. Day going a little better today?
Yeah.
Okay. You can pinch and zoom if you'd care to.
You wanna lay it down to the
Yeah.
right?
I got it in the otter box. You can drop it. Yeah, Miss Sally's always been great to me.
Okay, she's gonna pull this up and see.
Well, thank you so much. There she is. That's Miss Sally right there. Hi, honey. I got brain damage.
Oh no, what happened? Was it from this event?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It was a good thing your officers didn't respond. They would have been part of this, but I was being...
It goes back to previous brain damage, but this is the event that caused the diagnosis.
Now I have an official diagnosis from St. Bernard's.
Okay.
Basically, I was being treated for my lipase levels being over 900. They were admitting me to the hospital. The hospital asked for me to turn off my camera for there was another person in the room. We complied. We turned off the camera. An hour later, this officer comes in.
Another officer.
Give me your camera. I'm going to take your camera. You're not supposed to do this, that. He grabs a hold of me and tries to scuffle with me and tries to mess me up. I got him off of me. And I went over to her and I said, please help me. Please save me. I noticed that I was behind her and he pulled that taser up. He was about to tase her. I went around her, put my back to him, and I said, no, don't hurt us. Please, please don't hurt us. They grabbed a hold of her, drug her out of the room, and then just tased me and beat the living daylights out of me. I got pictures and all that of all the bruises. My IV was ripped out and such. And I simply wanted to address it with Sergeant Lawrence. You know that I'm not one who's going to be calling a lawyer and doing all that stupid stuff. There's a possibility that he might be suffering from burnout. I know this. I worked with police departments before. So I was more worried about his reliability of pulling that taser out, just to pull it out and to use
Especially
it.
in a hospital.
Now my doctor physically grabbed a hold of those those sheriffs and threw them out of the room like this.
Do you know if they were there as security?
Yeah, they were there
So they
for
were there as
security.
security and not, okay.
Yeah,
Alright,
but the
so-
sheriff's department is protecting them like they're always sheriff. No, they're not. They have to be working. So if he says that they have qualified immunity and all that, that means they were working as a sheriff's deputy and moonlighting at the same time. If they were working for the hospital, then they're security, not officers, and personally responsible. They're only supposed to report. They're only supposed to view in case that I'm putting somebody in danger. This says I did. It says it right there, that I was arguing and scuffling. That's a physical act between two people. If this was true, I would have been arrested.
And they're saying that he was
On
arguing and
drugs.
scuffling with security. Security didn't show up until after the tasing had been.
After the tasing.
Yes, and I now have the medical records showing that I was that I wasn't on drugs.
Right.
I have their reports here. Would you like copies?
No.
Okay.
That's, but again,
Yeah.
if they were using the county's, now I know how Jonesboro does it.
Right.
If they're using our equipment, like in other words, Chester, he was probably another one of the security guards in the ER at that day.
Right.
Now, if he had responded to your room, normally he would have his camera on anyway.
Right.
Because they're using our
And
equipment.
they never
and
came. The three of them told him no.
Okay.
They literally told that officer who, for what? No.
Yeah.
Just
And
So-
what's worse is the county officers have deleted their
the body camera
Body cam.
footages.
they're missing.
They're missing 2 body camera
Okay.
footages.
I wonder
now
how.
for over 6 months missing.
Yeah, right. I'm wondering how they labeled it, because, all right, so I don't know what systems they use. I don't know if they use Axon or.
As a
if
matter
they
of
use-
fact, I have the exact words of the sheriff himself. It's a short, it's just voice.
Like, if they had labeled it a contact, it stays on there for 90 days.
Oh,
And
this
then
was
if
the same
it's-
day.
if
We
it's-
had asked the same day and the
Okay,
following
So
day.
they should have been
They
there.
should have had it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I agree with that. Because again, our officers, and that's what we say, is if you're using,
I'm just needing to clarify. Okay. I'm just needing to clarify. Was the I was in a cluster moment. Was the video not turned in, or did it simply not download? It didn't download. The officer came in and downloaded the video. He downloaded it and said it downloaded on his end, but it's not on our server. At our IT guy looking at it, he cannot find it on our server either.
Which that whole statement is just
I
suspect.
just wanted to
Clarify.
clarify that. I couldn't remember exactly what was said. Yes. All right. Everybody tried to download it and it's gone in the cloud, I guess. So, got our IT
And they still can't find it.
Two body cameras.
So was it labeled?
Okay.
First of all, was it
Thank you
labeled?
very much.
I wanna know.
Yes, I have the use of
Like,
force.
Well, no, I mean, was their video file labeled? Did they just let it have a number? In other words, because I'll tell you how I go and find my stuff. Is I put the call log first. Then I will look at it and go, okay, it is C2034239. That's how ours are supposed to be labeled. So I will check that first. If I don't see anything with that label, then I go, okay, what officer? And then I'll look at Chester, and then I'll go to that date, and I'll see what videos he has labeled for that, or, or uploaded on that day.
Yes, ma'am.
So there should be some kind of,
It's been over 6 months now and they still can't find anything.
there should be a.
Well, basically, they're
a-
just hanging the phone up on me.
Yeah, yeah.
They won't even answer
They've
the
gotten
phone.
to where they see his phone number and they
They
just
just
let it
don't.
ring until it's.
I've got that documented. I called from somebody else's phone. How may I help you? And basically, yeah, basically it says that there are two body camera footages, one from the deputy and one from the sergeant. Well, I would like those body camera footage. I want access to that because the
we know
proof
you
is in the
can't.
pudding. But I have video all the way up to the point where they turned off my camera.
If it uploaded on his end, there should be some sort of audit trail,
Yeah, I know.
and that's something that we always have to release back to.
And yet they
Can
can't
I get
find anything.
assistance? Now that you've got an idea of what's going on, obviously they're doing something that is against the law openly, and I am suffering from a brain damage. They were working for security, so they understood I was disabled. That's a felony assault and battery with bodily injury against a disabled. That's a felony. That man needs to be arrested, and that's how I feel. Every time I call Jonesboro Police, they actually intercepted your officers and prevented them from coming out. I have it on video. Okay? And they came out, and that's instead to intimidate and to tell me I have no right to talk to Sheriff Boyd. You see how that I'm conducting myself. Miss Sally, you've known me that I try my best to be as professional as possible. So they don't have the right to say that I've called and said that I was any sort of way. I have my phone calls recorded. I have, put in proof of it. And I'm in a constant state. Now I'm suffering from brain damage, and the man needs to be arrested for criminal assault. And I've got the doctor's proof. They said that I was on drugs. I have my medical records here to prove that I was not. That I was. Yes. Yeah, all that. I have it here, and I'd be more than willing to hand it all over for the investigation. Not a problem, because I feel that I'm not here for money. This man needs to be knowing that the sheriff's department.
The judge would, if it comes back in our favor, it would be a monetary award, but.
And we found out about this because one of the nurses told us at the hospital. Yeah.
Because they were trying to hide all that.
If you remember the day that it happened, you called it here. And of
And
course,
yeah.
and then there was I think there was another video at that time that we did have, and I think I handed it over. I hope I handed
So
it over.
that was dealing with my neighbor.
No?
Oh, the NEA?
The NEA one.
Yeah, I got those.
So all
I've
that,
got those.
and then,
Yeah.
so. it
Oh, that was
That was the next day.
That was the next day.
That was the next
Right.
day. And well, your officers did nothing wrong. They even told him, you have to treat him. He's here
Right.
for an emergency.
Right, exactly.
And-
Turn him away.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be
Oh,
a
yeah.
bad hospital thing.
Your officers are knowledgeable, and they know
Right.
what they're doing.
His PTSD, he still gets a bit of PTSD.
But not with the Jonesboro Police Department. I can actually.
Not nearly as bad as with the county.
Well, that's because of Deputy Griffin. She really helped me out that day.
Deputy Griffin or Rachel, JPD Rachel Griffin.
JPD Rachel
Yeah.
Griffin. She is this.
We like Rachel.
She restored a lot of my fear.
Yeah.
She really did.
And here's the other thing is when you have a rapport with one of our officers, when you've got something going on, call and say that's who you want to respond. So you know you can always say, I want Officer Griffin or I want so-and-so.
I don't feel that I should have any kind of special treatment.
No,
But
I
I don't.
It's not about that. It's just who you can get along with and who you can talk to. That's the major issue here.
So this is my circumstance.
Uh-huh.
I went, one last thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, so I'm trying to figure out the best route because have you talked to an attorney? Have you talked to, okay. 'Cause I don't
No
know.
attorney in Jonesboro will take it because
Yeah.
it's from.
Nobody wants to go
It's a
against me.
state agency. What?
I wasn't
You know,
arrested.
agency?
I wasn't arrested. No charges.
So I was gonna say that or.
You know,
Do you have
hold on,
an
honey.
ADA specialist that can help him fill this out because I can't sing as I was witness to this at all.
Basically, McFarland handed me the papers and said, fill it out.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Saying that because
My-
I was simply there with him, that I could fill it out.
Right.
And that's not true. I need an official individual, an officer, simply to, I dictate, not to, so he refused ADA help for me to be able to fill this out. So that's the complaint against the officer who
Okay.
refused to do the complaint. I just need to fill it out. I can't write anymore.
Right.
The investigating officer did not investigate. Look at what I got. And he did not investigate this. And that would be my complaint against him. The officer who beat the living daylights out of me and gave me brain damage. That needs to be written down and complained to. And the responding deputy who originally turned off my camera. I just need.
Does it have to be an officer or does it have, or
It can,
does
anybody.
somebody?
Anybody.
The
can.
library has services.
The
Like
only thing is they charge.
And I don't need it notarized. I just need to
just need
say
somebody
this
to
is
fill
what
it out.
happened and put it there. Why can't she's my signing thing now.
Okay.
He scribbles more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me see who I can find that can do that would have some.
This has got to be the most unique situation that you're going to deal with, hopefully, all year.
Even his diagnosis for the brain damage was something that the people at Clopton Clinic hadn't heard of.
Really?
He had a doctor from
Connecticut.
diagnose him.
From St. Bernard's. So St. Bernard's is helping me get the health care I need after the incident.
Does the Clopton Clinic have somebody? They have people that fill out
They-
forms
no.
or they won't?
No. You see, what the law says is that if I'm blind and I come in here and I need someone to fill something out,
Right.
you accommodate. Well, I'm mentally handicapped. I can't write. I need someone to accommodate. Well, Mr. McFarland, whatever his name is, refused to do that and then said she needs to do it.
Because I would
She's
say,
getting paid right now. She is my nurse. She is not. So,
normally I would, but seeing as it's stuff that I am a witness to, I
That
can't
it
be
could
a
get-
witness and take his statement.
And that, the statement.
exactly.
I know, again, I know we probably, because we're another agency, that type of thing, it would have to be our powers that be that say, yes, we could do it, that kind of
Yes.
thing, and they kind of tend to say, no, we gotta stay neutral, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
So that's where we kind of.
They
run
threw
into-
you under the bus.
They did throw me under the bus.
They
didn't
threw you under the bus.
Yeah.
They said, so they don't care about you, my dear, but I do. I do.
But-
After Mrs. Griffin, she held me.
But I'm gonna.
She
tell you,
freaking held me,
Yeah.
and that felt so good.
She's, like I said, and I can talk to her too and see what we can come up with and see if she knows somebody because she handles a lot of situations like this, and so she may know somebody.
Yes.
Do you know when Rachel comes on now? Friday? Okay.
I've apologized to you for not waving when you waved when the dead body in my front yard again.
We were all freaked out then, weren't we? Because I mean, we had two different scenes.
Yeah.
And I think it is Friday when she comes on. So what I can do is I can talk to her.
Yes, ma'am.
Because she's during the day, so what I can do is talk to her. Michelle handles records, and so she kind of I don't want to see how you're handling this, so she wouldn't come out.
Right. This is so unique.
But
When does the sheriff's department call a PD department to make an arrest for jurisdiction, and the PD department say no?
And the thing is, like Chester was there on security, and like if they were already there, then there's no need for us to respond. And it was one person. Why do you need two people? Why did
And
three
the
people?
Not a question. There's an investigation that should have been done.
Yeah. So exactly, but
The only officers or security type people at all that came in were the two sheriff's people.
I was not dealt with by this. I was only the sheriff's department. The security guy, Trent, are you okay? Because he knows me.
Yeah. The person that was on drugs in that room was the other bed. He was
having a
methed
methed
out.
out.
wow.
That was the drug issue in the room.
And when they said, I asked for a private room, and they said, we can't give it to you, they turned off the camera.
Yeah.
I have that too, you can see it.
Yeah. Well,
I turned it off and I put it in my bag.
yeah.
They had no reason to come back and demand
To take my camera.
to take it.
Take it. Physically take it.
I don't know. That's again.
Yeah.
I don't know the
It did,
very well.
but now, if it wasn't for a anonymous individual, they threw your office under the bus. Because if this was in front of a judge, it would come back to the reporting agency responsible for the arrest. That would be the jurisdiction. That would be Jonesboro PD.
But they didn't make an arrest.
They didn't even talk to me. They didn't even come to me. Hey, they didn't even bother.
Now,
Yeah.
on the flip side, you could have said, I want to press charges.
I did.
And they still didn't.
No.
Nobody still responded.
As a matter of fact, I've been, like I said, tried to
We tried to
contact
call
Jonesboro.
JPD to press
the
charges here against them.
And they said no.
They intercepted.
The sheriff's department got rid of the PD department. They said
Oh,
no.
because it went through dispatch. So, yeah.
Well, no, we made it specific that I needed to make the report with the Metro PD because of the jurisdiction. And that was specific. I have the phone call recorded. I also have the incident afterwards. At that time, I asked them, then can I at least speak to the sheriff to discuss this? This would have been very simple. The man's overworked.
Yeah.
Okay? You suffer from a numbness, a very unique numbness. One that it's almost like the very essence of your love is being drained because of the crap that you deal with on a daily basis. And I just was like, man, what? I even talked to the guy after, said, what the hell is wrong? What did you do, you know? So, and if I had the body camera, it would have been a...
Well, I've got open and shut case.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why we have thousands upon thousands of files because of the fact that people
FOIA requests.
Yeah, so I mean, we fulfill so many. Let me do this. Let me have Rachel. Let me talk to her on Friday.
Yes, ma'am.
And see if she's got somebody she can recommend, or if she'll come and do it.
Yeah,
So
and
I may send her by.
would you need my diagnosis of brain damage due to blunt force trauma? I can get that from Clopton Clinic and get that to you.
I don't at this moment. Now, if there was a report made.
There should have been.
Yeah.
Should have been.
Well, I mean, but if she comes out and does something good,
Right.
we can kind of put that within.
Yeah.
Understood.
And then that would not go there. Let me get with Rachel.
Yes, ma'am.
As of right now, he doesn't have anything for Friday. He should be home all day Friday. But
Did you want to hold
And
on
you're
to
still
that?
out there at Gladiola?
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Are you wanting that, or may I?
No, you can have this. No. Anything that we print.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can-
Well, I'm not just going to take stuff. I'm going to ask.
No. And then that way we'll kind of go from there and see what can be done, get off the list.
Tyree Rogers, the gentleman that died in my front yard, I met his family. We held a little. I'm a minister as well, and we held a memorial
They
with
came out
brought
a few days later and they didn't
brought
have
candles.
anything.
I gave them the video that I took, and they
Yeah.
were so thank you.
They didn't have anything
The,
for
the,
their
the
little
police wasn't
memorial,
telling them anything.
And I like to keep candles in
Yes,
the house.
yeah.
So
So
we
I'm like,
helped.
here,
We
you
helped
take
them.
this out there. You're the minister. You take it out there too.
So when I seen that they were out there, I took care of
That,
it.
that was a tough night, I'm telling you, because, you know, drove to the gas station and then had to go in.
Whatever happened in the back of that apartment
It
complex.
happened back behind us and then went forward.
This fella drove his car, realized that it was a dead end, swerved, jumped the curb, threw the body, and then, and I'm like, and you know how I am. I'll hold someone's brains together. So it's not my. I'll help.
Trent has been on several of our shootings and has been.
We used to live over here
aiding,
off of Belt Street.
And has lend aid when he can. So.
Yeah, everybody knows that I'm the one who runs towards the bullets. That's my military,
Well,
though.
I mean,
I was Civil Air Patrol, Coast Guard. If somebody's in trouble, and I tried to be an officer, but I suffer from a mental disability, wasn't able to. But I was in the Civil Air Patrol, ROTCs.
Yeah.
You see the way how I carry myself. I obviously have some sort of education in that perspective, and I do give the respect. My name is Trent. You see how I introduced myself. I'm not one of those, you know. And now I'm suffering from brain damage. I can't even write anymore. So
He goes to
I
try and
need-
write.
I need his help.
Yeah, he freezes up.
Well, I want to be able to help and see if I can locate somebody for you or get you some answers.
yes, ma'am.
So I'll do my best on my
It
part.
boils down to
Yeah, we've asked our insurance. The only thing they can help is if he has medical stuff that needs help.
and so my insurance is
Yeah.
not going to pay for anything dealing with what happened.
That is all.
The incident says that I was on drugs. The incident says that I was in a scuffle.
But then your blood test came back with negative.
Negatives.
And all that, so.
Yes.
The only drugs in this system is what they administered in the hospital.
Right. Personally, I think you would have a case. I
don't want money. I don't even want the guy to go to jail. I just wanted, what I wanted was to
Sad
sit
part
down and
is-
talk like a
Right.
fucking man.
The
It's
sad
just
part
like-
is, no matter what he wants, it's gonna end up going to court. He's gonna,
Yeah.
yeah.
But again, it's just like you said, just talk it out. Just
Exactly.
explain to me what was going through your process. Why did you? I
Yeah,
know.
and I did, and if you had the body cam, you would see that I'd sat down with him, and I said, go take care of what you gotta take care of, come back and explain to me what just happened.
I mean, if you've looked up his history from where he was beaten on Christmas in Florida,
Yeah.
he didn't even go after legal things
I didn't
for
go
that.
out. I talked to him, his wife had kicked him out that night. They didn't have a very good day. They said that the lawyers were like, no, you can't talk, and I'm like, I'm gonna talk. And he had explained to me that he had just had gotten into a fight with his wife. It was Christmas, everything came down to him. And he apologized. I said, okay. I turned to the guy, I said, give him a month's probation with a $75 charge. It's not like he wanted to hurt me physically.
And anger
He was hurt
management.
first.
Yeah.
He was hurt first.
So that's how the first issue in his life went down.
And that's where
This
I
is getting to
started.
the point where that's not an option in this one.
Right. That's, and I know we talked about, because you said something about putting something out there in our files or whatever we have for you.
Yeah, the brain damage,
So-
any kind of force used against me could kill me now.
Right. So in that sense, I don't know that there's anything that we can flag or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that is something like when an officer responds to you,
Mhm.
tell them, I have PTSD, I
Oh,
have
no.
brain damage,
Yeah.
I have these things.
And
And then if you have to call me, you call me.
that's understood. The best thing to do is when you pull up my jacket and you put into a list of offenses, there's an option in there. It's that way they know who they're dealing with and what the history is. In that history, you can say, do not use of force.
Right.
You could kill him.
And that's, you know, like
And
I said,
I
I've gotta figure
contacted the
out-
sheriff's department, I contacted JPD, I contacted the state. I let them all know, if you need my doctor's notes,
You can have
then
it.
you can have it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, like I said, I know most of the officers that I have talked to, I have said, hey, look, just talk to them. Don't yell at them, don't scream at them, just talk. So I know that I have stated that too.
Yes, ma'am.
And that has been a general rule here.
Jonesboro Police PD, specifically Miss Griffin, has restored a lot of my heart.
And
You'll do it.
even the last incident at NEA, yeah, they backed up.
Yeah,
They
and
realized-
Jason Myers and
Yeah.
and Jason's a good. He's a
And
calming person.
I'm
too,
not,
so
and you
he's
don't
kinda
see me
like-
posting this online. You don't see me doing the YouTube thing. This is personal and stuff. But if you would like to see those videos, I have them under private link.
Okay.
That only individuals with the link would be
You
able
can
to
only get to it
watch.
by invite.
And I'd be more than happy to share with you any phone call, any hospital record, anything. I'm living my life on camera from now on.
Yeah.
You know.
Because he's been called a liar about everything, so.
Because it's just an impossible situation. If you were approached by, you'd be like, well, that it doesn't make sense.
Right.
But that's where I'm at. He died. He used to come up here and clean all the time.
Oh, did you?
Him.
Oh.
He come up here. He was up here every day cleaning. That's what I found that out because I wanted to volunteer
Uh-huh.
here, and they said, no, we got him.
Oh, okay. Like I said, let me do some research on this.
Yes, ma'am.
Like
And
I said,
I've
he should
got
be
your
home.
number.
He should be
I've
home
got,
all day.
I've got a file on you, Trent.
Yes, ma'am. And if you
He
want
should
more,
be
I'd
home
be
all
more
day.
than happy to give it to you.
He should be home all day Friday, so
Okay.
if she wants to come out and talk to him or anything, just
Okay.
check on him if she wants. It's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah,
That's
let me get with her and see what resources she has, and
Yes.
she can come out and talk to you and try to figure something out, try to help you out with this.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Sally, God bless you.
Well, bless you. I know you've been through a lot,
Yes, ma'am.
and we're here to help. We're not here to hurt. We're here to help as best we can.
You've proven it. You've done, yes, you have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Well, we had a lot of little steps, not on this, but the diagnosis of the brain trauma.
Which helps.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that
Knowing
does
what's
give you
going
some,
on.
Yeah, gives you some kind of understanding.
A couple months back, we got his driver's license back, which he thought he'd never.
I
had.
never thought, I spent too much time in jail, and in Florida, they cost you money every day for jail.
Uh-huh.
And a gentleman paid it for me.
Oh.
And then I started working for him, but then Social Security said you're gonna lose your medicine, so I was like, I can't.
Right. Hey, when you get into that little loophole and
Yeah.
I call it the wormhole because of the fact that if you make so much, then you lose these or in.
And now
no,
it's
but then
$600?
you don't- but
Oh
then
my
you don't
goodness.
Get paid enough
You go to do
in
your.
order to do that.
And yet I'm on Social Security disability, he's on SSI. On disability, I can make up to like 900 something a month.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
allowed to make
which
a
is-
dollar.
And it doesn't affect anything.
Right.
So that's why I'm his home health,
Yes.
so that we have that extra income coming in, and I'm doing the same stuff for him that I would normally do.
All right.
She's just being a good woman.
Those are hard to find. I'm gonna tell you right here and now.
Well, you know I've been 7 years strong with
Well,
this
good.
one.
You better go 7 more years.
I sure will.
Okay. Because it sounds like she's taking care of you.
She is.
Good deal. It's
And
not-
she'd fill the paper out if it wasn't a conflict of witness and
Right.
stuff.
So, and that's what I'm wondering is if it would be, I mean, because basically you're a part of the story too, so I'm wondering, I don't know if it would
According
be-
to the lawyers, he has to be the one to fill it out, or an ADA person has to fill it out for him.
Okay.
Because in law,
When-
it is a conflict of interest for me to fill it out for him.
Okay.
Another
So-
witness to fill out another witness
So if
statement.
this goes to court, any of his statements that are filled out by me,
To be thrown out.
Thrown out.
Okay, all right. Now I understand that part. of
Yes.
it. Okay, all right, well, let me get with Rachel, and we'll see what we can find if she's got some services, because I know she has, like, contacts with NEA, I know
Yeah.
that she has, like, a lot of different.
well, we just came from St. Bernard's and they said they don't have anyone there who can do this.
They don't have an ADA person. That
Person.
doesn't, that, no, it's illegal. It's federally mandated that any medical facility or government facility has to accommodate for the ADA.
The only accommodations they will do is if you are being admitted to the hospital.
Okay.
If you're coming in simply for
Just
this,
to have
they
something
won't
filled
do it.
out.
Yeah.
But I know that there are services out there somewhere.
Isn't
that
there
are
legal aid?
legal aid.
I was
That's
not
what
charged with the crime.
Arrested, legally won't happen.
Oh, so they will not touch it.
Yeah. I've called the Arkansas Bar Institute for Justice. I've been trying to contact somebody to be able to move this forward. And progress to me, it wouldn't be to ruin this man's life. It was to, hey, there's signs that this man is in
Admit
trouble.
what happened. Admit it. Stop hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just admit what took place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
They're hiding behind their badge.
And if they're working
Instead
off
of-
duty, that badge isn't there.
If it goes to court, he loses his badge, he loses his
They tried to
life,
take my social
basically,
security
his
from me,
income,
thinking I'm on drugs. I almost lost my insurance. I'm taking real life hits because this man falsified documents.
Social Security, do they have an ADA?
Social Security does, but only for Social Security purposes.
So that's a big,
The law-
that's that little loophole
Well, you
that
see,
we keep running into.
legally, the sheriff's department should have taken the statement.
Yeah.
The deputy that McFarland, who said no, she can write it and walked away, now there's a complaint against him for refusing ADA help to the disabled. That's a complaint against him now. And I got that on video. I hate this. Having to put everything on video because what comes out of my mouth,
No one
nobody
believes
And
it.
why? Right. I mean, but that's understandable. I mean, very understandable.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's like, I think, there was an interaction with Josh when they were out there searching your neighbor's apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Josh, I was listening to his conversation very intently, and of course, y'all were talking about the body cameras, and I think he said, well, I think yours is better than mine.
It is,
Yeah.
it is.
He was like,
Yes, ma'am.
because I think it's a lot better than mine,
He got a
so-
kick
but
out of
he
that
said-
comment.
Yeah, so, and I was like, well, yeah, Josh, you ain't joking. It is better than yours.
We
too.
paid $300 to get it for him.
Okay, yeah. no,
And
that's
believe you
understandable.
me, when we're both on Social Security, every penny counts.
I know. So, but no, that's good. No, record.
It's one of the few things that helps him
You-
actually get out of the
You
house.
have the right to report us. We have we are recording too, but it's not.
There needs to
because
be the response.
We're trying to find something wrong with y'all.
No, no.
It's basically, we want the public to know.
Right.
This is what we've got
Right,
and what's
but-
going on.
I think it should be equal on both sides and professional. Just,
I agree.
a couple of people talking, everything in this world can be just solved if you sit down.
Oh, that's mine, by the way. That one's mine. She's our emotional support dog up here, and I'm telling you, police officers need it.
Yeah, they
They
do.
honestly need it.
When I was in Florida, I was I was working for the Hernando County Sportsman's Club. Everybody came through me for their certification.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
When my father died, the entire department of the sheriff's department was at his funeral. That's good. So when I was hurt by the office, it was like being hurt by my own mom. It was real personal for me.
Yeah, that's, I'm gonna help you. I do. I
Yeah, I know you. Thank you.
And I'll get with Rachel on Saturday, on Friday.
And like I said, I'm not looking to make $1 million. I'm not looking to ruin a man's life, but I feel that justice should
Just a
be.
passion. You just need to know what happened.
Yes,
And
yes.
why certain measures were taken.
Right.
You're entitled to that. I will tell you from somebody that works for a police department, you're entitled to know what happened. So.
Yes.
All right, I will get with Rachel. In fact, I'm gonna go make myself a note now.
Yes, ma'am.
And then she will either contact you or I will contact you on Friday.
Like I said, he doesn't have anything else the next couple of days unless we go to a friend's house or something.
All right. Well, I have your cell phone number, don't
Yes, you do.
So that's what I got. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And if there's any information that you want, doctor's notes or
Whatever
reports,
we need.
anything, I'd be more than happy to
Okay.
share it with you.
Well, and I'll see what Rachel, if there's something that we can, how we can do some stuff
Right.
on our end too. So.
Yes,
All right. Well, y'all have a good rest of the
You
day.
too,
And
Miss
I'm
Sally.
sorry y'all are going through this. And
ma'am.
I know. This has been, what, 6 months ago? No. how long?
November.
November, yeah.
going
It's
on.
been,
And I've put in 5 FOIA requests each month because you have to be consistent and you
Right.
have to have it within
Well,
the 30-day period. Da, 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 da.
right, exactly.
So I have proof of my first, second, third,
Yes,
fourth,
keep all your paperwork.
and the fifth.
Yeah, keep all your paperwork.
Yes.
That's why I tell people, don't call me and tell me what you want. Email me, and I know
Right.
technically we're not supposed to do that.
You
We're
gotta
supposed
have
to
a
say,
paper trail.
but I want the paper trail, and I
Yeah.
want you to have the paper trail.
Yes, that
And
way
it's
you
not-
can say, this is what you said.
And that's what I tell people all the time. It's not so much that I'm putting you off.
No.
I want to know, so that we know we're on the same page of what you're wanting, but also that you've got the proof.
Yes.
And then if I respond to you in 3 days, and then of course, keep in mind, video takes us a little longer
Yeah.
to retrieve and to go through, but.
Yeah.
But I tell them, at least that gives me a time to respond back to you, and then we kind of go from there. And they're like, okay, I understand, because and they think at first I'm, well, she's trying to put me off. No.
There's a process. Time.
It's
time.
protection of everybody, making sure y'all get what you want.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
again, if he had it on body camera, if he was rolling, and of course you would have heard the little beeps.
Yeah, he said, quote unquote, "Oh, my body camera's on. Don't you
Okay.
worry about it."
Uploading, he would have had to title it in order for, and categorize it for it to stay. I know, and I'm explaining Axon. I don't know what they have.
Yes, ma'am.
We have to categorize it. And then once we put the category in, if it's a citizen contact, that only stays on there for 90 days.
90 days, right.
If it, depending on the more severe the crime, the longer it stays.
Right. This is why I made sure that the report and the complaint was made the next
Everything
day.
done,
And every month,
Yes.
do it
and
every
always
month.
do that.
Yes,
Always
ma'am.
make sure that it's right there, right then. Of course, it may
Sure
take a
do.
little while. It may take a week for them to upload it because of the fact that our officers, when they get off at night,
busy.
they go home.
No,
come
they don't
back,
just
and
go
then
home. They
it's-
sit out here for 2.5, 3 hours filling the stupid paperwork before they can go
that's
home.
true. That's very true. Or you'll see them in the parking lot back there typing.
That's why
away.
I don't bother you early in the morning, or I try not to bother you late in the day, because that's your busiest.
Well, but again, I'm here all the time, so it's just
Yes,
it's
yes.
how I am. And you leave me a message, I'll get back with you.
You do.
So it's kind of one of those where I'm trying to process what so what I'm saying is that even if it hit the server, there will be an audit trail of that piece of video, because even if ours gets deleted, after so many days, I at least can go and say, okay, it was uploaded, it was deleted on this date, it was, so I can say, this is, who viewed it, this is who looked at it, that type of thing.
Yes.
But they're saying it's completely flawed.
2 body cameras, not just one.
Not just
2
one.
body cameras.
Yeah, you can see why we're suspect on that.
Yeah. That's kind of odd for 2 of them to be on. But, okay, so Rachel Griffin.
Thank you so
Making
much.
myself a note right now, Rachel Griffin. I'll
Yes.
have her contact you, or I'll be in contact if she can give me a name or somewhere to go, so.
Yes.
Or we are, okay.
Thank you so much, Miss Sally. You have a great day.
Well, you too, and y'all just.
We're gonna try and go over to a friend's house, see if he wants to sit with them for a bit.
I don't go out. The agoraphobia I'm trying to get over. I got a finger hut card and you got boots.
Oh, I like your boots.
So
I like
she
it.
said I got them because I'm trying to work with my disability, try to get out of the house, other than doctor's appointments and things.
And next time you see me on a sandwich, I hope you don't. Say hi.
Yeah, I will.
Say hi.
Yes,
'Cause
ma'am.
I saw you, and then it was
You
like,
waved. You went like that, and
I
then sudden
know.
the detective
And then
came
I
over
was
to
like,
you.
Yeah, and I was like going,
Yeah.
I needed nothing after that. So,
Yeah.
and then when KIT got there, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Go talk to them. But anyway, so next time, come say hi.
I
Don't be
will.
a stranger.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you later.
Gee. High school dropout. I sound like good citizen. High school dropout. Out doing this. Crazy. Well, there's the facts, and I'm sticking to them. Thank you for watching.